Hey everybody, welcome to the GM Toolbox. I'm Joe, and this is your Project Black Flag Friday update. It's Friday, February 24th, 2023, and right on schedule, Kobold Press has given us another Project Black Flag Friday update. So let's dive in. Okay, so here's this week's post from Kobold Press. It starts off by saying, by now you know that Project Black Flag is the codename for Kobold Press's endeavor to update and streamline a core fantasy RPG based on 5e Dungeons & Dragons SRD 5.1. One part of this effort is publishing the Core Fantasy Roleplaying rules to be released under an open, perpetual, and irrevocable license. What they're basically saying here is that the role-playing system that we're playtesting and they're developing is just one piece of Project Black Flag. There's a lot going on as part of this project. They say here, Project Black Flag is the whole big idea of what Kobold Press is doing. It has a lot of pieces, some of which are not even visible yet, but including things like creating partnerships, streamlining rules, and supporting the community. So some of the previous posts that we've seen from them are things like this, like the partnerships that they've already announced. So there's going to be a lot more to Project Black Flag that we're going to be seeing in the coming weeks and months. They also say that the Core Fantasy Roleplaying CFR rules are a big piece of Project Black Flag. These rules will be available to anyone who wants to publish game content with them. CFR is the rule system that will support Project Black Flag's supplements you create and the ones we create. Kobold Press aims for the CFR rules to keep 5e products that the community has already created relevant, and we want to do it while providing a compatible option for the future. So this, I personally love this. I know a lot of people have said, I really was hoping that Project Black Flag was going to be a whole new system. It was going to be very different than 5e, but that is not what the point of the system is. With one D&D coming out and a lot of people feeling that it's not going to be as backwards compatible as they want it to be, the idea of Black Flag is that it will be a true 5.5e system of sorts that will keep all of our current 5e books that we may have spent thousands of dollars on, relevant and usable for years to come. So for many people, this is great news. Now, if you're not looking for that, if you're looking for a brand new system, I would suggest checking out Pathfinder 2, maybe MCDM's new system that Matt's working on there, or one of the many other systems out there that are very different than 5e and are very great systems. In the next part of this, they talk about how we can identify products that are part of the Core Fantasy Role-Playing system. So essentially they're creating a logo for it, and you'll be able to put that on your product. And you can see here a little sample here where they show, here's your book with the title, and down here you would put Core Fantasy Role-Playing. This could also be in PDFs or on virtual tabletop products. So the idea is that you can display the logo, people will see that, they'll know, hey, this is part of Black Flag or Core Fantasy Role-Playing, it's 5e compatible, I can use this. Now, I do want to note that they're still calling this the Core Fantasy Role-Playing System. I don't know if that is still just a placeholder or if that'll be the actual name, but here we can see they actually do have a trademark logo on there, so maybe that is going to be the actual name. I'm not sure. We talked about this in the Kobold Press Discord earlier today. Some people feel, yeah, this is it. Others are not so sure. I fall into the camp of not so sure. So I'm waiting for some hard confirmation from Kobold Press saying, yes, this is definitely what the name of our system is going to be. Next up, they talk about what's in the rules. So what are we going to get from the Core Fantasy Role-Playing System? What product is Kobold Press going to put out that says, here's your core product. This is our SRD, so to speak, that everybody can use to create stuff. So what it's going to include here is basic classes, lineages, spells, talents, and monsters. Part of that is going to include the player's guide and then a GM Monsters Vault with encounter building tools. So maybe, I know previously we said it sounded like there's going to be 3 books. It sounds maybe like there's only going to be 2, the player's guide and then the GM/monster book is 1 book. So I guess that still remains to be seen, but maybe that's what it's shaping up to look like. They also say that they expect to have the CFR rules complete by the end of this year and usable for us so that freelancers and companies and other people can start creating content by the beginning of 2024. It's also worth noting that because this is free and open source, there's no strings attached, there's no cost involved. If you're a content creator and you want to create content for this system, you can do it. Finally, the last thing on here is just a reminder to get involved. If you haven't downloaded the playtest packet yet, the link is here, but playtest is due on the 27th of this month, so you only have a couple days left to download it, playtest it, and submit your feedback. If you haven't submitted feedback yet, make sure you do that this weekend because time's running out. They also have a link on here to the Project Black Flag FAQ page. So everything they've posted so far, all the information that's out there, they've kind of compiled onto this one page. So you can just look at that and have everything you need to know about Project Black Flag. So that's it for this week's Project Black Flag Friday update. Make sure you hit the like button on this video and make sure you subscribe, as I'll keep on bringing you these updates as they come out. Until next time, raise those flags.